Hello, everyone. It's your host with the most, Benjamin Dutel, with the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. Today, I have a first for the episodes and the shows. I have with me, I hope I pronounced your last name right. Good. I should have asked before I hit the record button. Is it Hannah Cheramy?
Cheramy, yeah.
Thank goodness, because I am horrible at trying to pronounce last names.
It's
Okay,
okay, everyone gets it wrong.
Hannah Cheramy, who all knows plays the badass Julie Matthews from the horror mystery series From, that which is season 3 just aired, and oh my goodness, I cannot wait to see what happens in the last episode. My heart is just like pounding. I'm like, they need to hurry up, just release this damn thing already, and just let everyone know what's going on. So please give me a warm welcome to Hannah. Thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. It is cold here in New Jersey. Winter has finally arrived. The temperature is now below 40 degrees. I'm like, thank God, because I hate being hot. So,
I don't know Fahrenheit, but that sounds cold.
40 degrees Fahrenheit, yes, that's very, very cold. So
Okay.
it's not like really cold, but cold enough to like make you want to shiver when you step outside. So,
Okay. Good to know.
and when I have 4 dogs who like to go out at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's not fun. So,
Yeah, no, I bet not.
so I want to again thank you so much for being here today. Thanks for being like a guest on my shows. Um, Super fan of the show. I love it now. I am hooked. I cannot
Awesome.
wait to see what happens. I'm anxious, but I'm mad at the same time because they can't air it soon enough. So
I know this like weekly waiting for episodes thing is really hard. If I was like a viewer, I wouldn't be able to take it. It's really hard.
because I binge watched second and third seasons all in 1 week. That way I can
Oh
be
wow.
caught up with it. Yes. And my wife is like, "Are we done watching?" It's like, "No, we're not done watching this yet. I mean, we have a whole 2 seasons to go."
Dedication. I love it.
So yes. And now she's hooked, which is good because she's like, because at the very end of the last episode before the season finale of season 3, she started throwing shit. I'm like, okay, calm down. It'll be okay. She's like, get to the end. So anyway, if you could please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with this amazing show.
I got very lucky, I guess. I mean, I got an audition and I had no script for it. I just got like a little blurb and a little info about my character. Um, and then I auditioned for it, and then I got to do a callback with the with John Griffin and Jack Bender and Jeff Pinkner, who are like our three horsemen that are running the show. And then I booked it. I don't know. I guess they like me. I don't know. I guess I got lucky. I don't know.
I love your character, Julie. She, at the very beginning, she was this little timid little girl, and now she developed a more, I want to say, more mature individual. It's
Mm,
like nothing wants to stop, nothing's going to stop her from what she wants to do now.
very
And I
headstrong.
love, I love it. I love how she developed herself over the couple seasons, and now that season 3 has finally aired, except for the season finale, which oh my God, I'm trying so hard to find like a link on Google somewhere so I can watch ahead of time, but I don't want to do that. So, what can you tell us about your character and what do you think is going to happen in season 4?
Ooh. I think that from what was revealed in episode 8 and 9 with Julie and the whole like ruins and going back to Martin's chamber and all that jazz, I think that will definitely play uh, a good role in season 4. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. That's my theory.
I have a feeling that Julie is going to solve everything. I
I
do
would love
believe it.
that.
I believe she knows. Well, besides your mom Tabitha, I think you two are gonna solve the whole problem of being stuck in the woods, finding a way home. Because I like how it was you, Randall, and I think her Miranda. No, I can't. The nurse. I can't remember her name. Marielle.
Marielle.
Yes. How you three were trapped in the tunnels, and the locust went inside you and all that stuff like that, and you're like in some kind of trance. I don't know what the hell was going on, but I thought it was really scary in my opinion. But so one of you three is going to be the key, along with Tabitha, to getting out of
I
that
like
place.
that. Maybe it's all three of us. Maybe it's like three of us work together to have some sort of impact on getting out.
Well, Marielle, I think she's gonna bottom out and have a relapse with her drug problem, and I think Randall is gonna die. Someone's gonna kill him because
Oh wow.
someone's gonna get tired of his shit, and someone's gonna kill him. It may be Boyd. I don't know. I think Boyd's getting tired of his crap too. I don't know. And so is Donna. Donna's getting tired of her too.
I
That's
mean,
him
Boyd
as
left
well.
him for dead, so it's not unlike Boyd to maybe try to kill him.
Either him or Donna. Donna's probably gonna shoot him with a gun or hit him with an axe or a shovel. I don't know. Because Donna, she seems like she's fed up with this crap too. So um, throughout what I've watched so far, it seems your character Julie has faced a lot of challenges. So starting from season one and up till now, what would you say would be the biggest transition for her?
I think I think it's been really difficult for Julie. I think the biggest transition for her would probably be just coming right off of getting like season one, getting stuck in the town. That is obviously a major transition there. But going from being the only one to know about her parents' divorce and what's going on with the family and just dealing with the loss of Thomas semi recently, I think it was a very big transition for Julie to then come back to the town, see her parents reunite, and maybe think, oh wow, maybe this isn't going to be the end. Maybe we are going to be a family again. Maybe like we can heal, and then just to see it unravel again and see Jim and Tabitha constantly bickering and Jim and Tabitha constantly still fighting and getting back together and fighting and then coming close together, and it's just like never ending, and that's really really hard for a child to witness their parents going through that. So I think that was a really big transition for Julie, is just to be in this place, this nightmare place, but then to constantly just still see her family is like nothing's changing, but also changing at the same time. Like it's just it's never ending.
Yeah, I get it. I could relate because my parents divorced when I was 10, very
Mm,
young age. It devastated me a lot. I remember being sad, depressed all the time. I had to go to counseling. It was just nuts.
wow.
So, yeah. But that was a long time ago. That was, oh my God, that was 35 years ago. Times have changed. I've gotten over it. So, um, what has been the one terrifying thing that you've had to go through playing Julie?
Terrifying. Oh, I don't think anything's been necessarily terrifying. There's been some stuff, I guess, when I did all the screaming stuff, like screaming that from the gut and like that gutturally, I guess, if that's a word. I don't know if that's a word, but it kind of scared me. I'm like, oh, this sound is coming out of me. I don't know if I've ever screamed that intensely before. So it's kind of like, oh, this is like a lot coming out of me right now.
Oh, that's awesome. I think I think the most terrifying thing you had to go through as Julie is seeing what she saw in that
Mm.
town. If I was you, if I was Julie, I'd be like, okay, what the hell's going on, man? I'm ready to get the hell out of here.
No, yeah, totally.
So I would be trying every single way, every means to find out what's going through, except going through that damn tree because we all see what happened to Randall. That poor
Exactly.
guy. That poor guy.
To Dale.
Dale. That's it. One thing I ran before. Dale. Yes. Was a wind up in a pool. That's I would not wish that upon my worst enemy. I'm
No, when I
sorry.
read that in the script, I like really I felt so nauseous for so long. Like I'm so claustrophobic, and the thought of that, and I'm glad I wasn't on set that day either, but they kept the like prosthetic of Dale that's stuck in the wall. They kept it on the way to the bathroom. So when you'd be on set and you'd like walk to the washroom, you would see the prosthetic of Dale with his like fingers sticking out. And I was like, oh my God, don't show me that.
That would scare the hell out of me. Even though nothing phases me a lot, but nothing that would weird me out just a little bit. Just a
Yeah,
smidge. So, so what would you say is your favorite aspect of Julie's story? I mean, or what do you think resonates the most with your character?
I think my favorite thing about Julie and why I love playing her so much is that she's like the furthest thing from a one-dimensional character that you can get. Like she's so complex, and that's why a lot of people don't understand her or maybe don't like her or rub her the wrong way. But like I find so many times that especially with like female characters in media, they tend to be one-dimensional. They tend to be just like, this is my personality and I'll always be this personality because this is my personality. But Julie is just like she's real. She's a real teenage girl in a fucked up nightmare place. And she goes through the emotions and the waves of what actually you would be dealing with there. And I think it's so fun to play one scene where she could be maybe happy with her family or happy like out with Fatima or Elgin or Randall or something. And then the next scene, she's all like mad again over something. Because it's like, yeah, when you're 16, like your emotions are so all over the place and they're so up and down all the time that it's like, yeah, you would be going through that all the time. You would have crazy mood changes like that. So I love playing those like those differences to her and those layers in her. I just love it.
So just watch it. I like the part where Kenny caught you smoking weed outside the house.
I love that scene.
It's like, oh, my wife's like, holy shit, Julie smiled.
I know I got to smile a bit this season. The second she got her hands on a little bit of weed, she got to smile a bit more.
Happy getting high on a show. I mean, come on now. I mean, so what's the dynamic like on set? Because you have all these different actors with different backgrounds and different experiences. I mean, to me, it looks like, not to say it's in a bad way, but like a clusterfuck of what's going on set. I mean, you have all these people doing all these different things. So what is it like being just around that on set in an open set of all places?
I think it's great. I think it's so awesome that all these people that have come together to work on this show, like you said, they all come from different backgrounds. We all are from different places. Some people speak different languages, like different genders, like races, ages, sexes, like everything is different. And I think that's why we work together so well. And I love just like you could go out for dinner who's somebody with somebody who's twice your age and you're still just like laughing and having like a great time on set. And I'm one of the youngest people on set besides Simon. So it's like in the first season I was 17 and I was like, oh, I'm a kid. Like everyone's gonna treat me like a kid, but like no one ever treated me like a kid. Like I was automatically equal with everyone, and I just loved being so like welcomed and embraced, and especially with like such big names also in the industry. I was so nervous to meet Harold Perrineau, and then he was just like the absolute nicest man in the whole world, and I was like, oh, these people are awesome. Like it's great.
I would love to talk to Harold eventually one of these days. Was it next week? I'll be talking to Reed Price about his role as Dead Tom, and December 3rd, I have Simon coming on the show. So
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be nice talking to him to get his aspect as a child actor as well. I love talking to child actors and young actors because they have, to me, it's not having like experience, but gaining the experience of being an actor on set. I
Mhm.
mean, I love hearing your stories because it's inspiring to me. So it's just fantastic. Okay, if I talk too much, just tell me to shut up because I'm not gonna shut up.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
So I'm guessing this type of show being, I can't exactly like pinpoint the genre. I guess it's like sci-fi thriller slash horror, whatever.
Mhm.
You have a sci-fi aspect, you have a horror aspect to it. People dying, people jumping through trees and going. God knows where the hell the tree's gonna send them. I mean, that's scary to me. Just those alone. So, were there any scenes that were too intense for you? Because I can name a few. Like I had to wrap my head around it several times.
Intense for me, as in like me being in the scene, or just like seeing other scenes play out.
How about both? Can you do both?
Okay, I guess. Oh, I was on set the day that Dead Tom was shown as Dead Tom with all of his guts ripped out, and that is just really something that strikes you just seeing, even though it's not him, like they put his head in the ground and then they put the body thing over top in the dirt. It really was just like, oh, there, those are your organs. Okay, that's nice. Like, it really is like, every time I pitch the show to people, they're like, oh, I want to watch it. I'm like, are you okay with gore? And then they're like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, no, actually, like, seriously, are you okay with seeing a child's organs everywhere? Because that's what you're getting with this show. Like, I think that was pretty crazy to see. And then, like I said before, for other scenes like Dale in the wall, that was insane. There been some crazy, or when the monster Jasmine bit off the colony house guy's tongue. That I was so sick. I was like, don't, I can't watch that. I can't watch that. It's so gross. I can't, even thinking about it, I'm like, oh my god, that's so gross.
Well, to me, I think the one that I had to wrap my head around several times was Abby waking everybody up scene.
Mm,
So shooting everybody. I'm like,
so scary, so haunting.
I'm like, is somebody got to stop her or just let her keep shooting people? I mean,
I
and I
know.
feel bad for Boyd having to shoot Abby. And I'm like, what the F is going on, man? I mean,
But and like it was all to save his son, and I love that dynamic so much between Ellis and Boyd in season one because you just see him Ellis being mad at his dad the whole time, and you're like, what happened? What happened? And then you find out the reason he was mad is because oh he killed his mom. But then you see the real reason why he killed the mom was just to save him. Like I was like, oh stop my heart, I can't take it. It's too much.
by the way, people, if you have not watched this show, this episode is gonna have a lot of spoilers. So
Oh yeah,
deal with it. So,
lots. Sorry. Spoiler warning.
no, it's okay. They're gonna have to deal with it and just not watch the show. I don't care. But don't no skin on my ass. I don't care. So, but Abby's wake up scene, um, your mom, Talitha, going to the actual town, going through the tree, being pushed out. By the way, who the hell is the kid in white? Because there's times I just want to punch him for not making any sense. So
I don't know. I don't know what the boy in white is. I would love to know though.
I'm like, dude, stop with the cryptic shit and just give us a clue, all right? Because I'm sure these people want to go home. However, I have a lot of theories, and I don't know which one's gonna stick. So it's like everyone is like in a dream state, like your mom waking up in the hospital. I mean, I think everyone is just in a dream state. It's like it's a place where people want to they go where they can't solve their problems, and when they do, they wake up. That's what I think. It's like one big psychological mind spank going on, in which I love psychological mind spanks. I can't get enough of them because it makes me because I took a couple courses in psychology, so it makes sense to me. So yeah, guy, I'm blabbing again. Just tell me to shut up, okay? Jesus Christ. So, but on the brighter side of things, do you have a favorite scene?
My favorites from this season, I think one of my favorite scenes was the one where Kenny catches me smoking outside, just because it was so cute, like the little like big brother little sister dynamic there, and I love doing scenes with Ricky, so that was fun. And then I think I always say this, but the scene with Elgin where they're looking for clothes in the basement, just because it was fun, and I like to have sort of more lighthearted scenes sometimes. I love doing the heavy dark stuff, don't get me wrong, but when you do all that all the time, it is kind of refreshing just to do like a more wholesome scene. And that was just so much fun. And me and Nathan just like were shooting the shit all day. Like it was so great.
You and Elgin in the basement when you start dressing up like in the '80s style thing. You put hair tie. I'm like, is she gonna tease her hair now? Because it's gonna just look straight up. So,
I know
where's the leg?
I didn't have a perm set down there. If I did, I would have started doing the little rolls immediately.
I'm like, where are the leg warmers at? That just would just complete the whole entire outfit. But the Polaroid camera is also starting to scare the shit out of me a little bit because taking pictures on its own, like I'm like, okay, a normal camera does not do that.
Hmm.
So, and Howard is taking pictures of clues, and Elgin's starting to piss me off. I'm ready to punch him in the back of the head too, really, because
Oh god.
he
He's
kidnaps
being
Fatima and then just
yeah.
hides her. I'm like, what the F is this guy? Just because a ghost is telling him what to do. Come on,
And then the
man. Use some common
audacity of
sense.
him to
Yeah.
go to Ellis and be like, I'll help you look. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I'm like, that is like the biggest turnaround I've ever seen ever in the show. And I'm like,
Mm.
dude, you need to tell them where you have her because otherwise this shit is gonna hit the fan. Okay. Because
But I mean, in his mind, it is working. She's getting bigger like instantly. Like you can tell, like whatever his plan is there, it's working somehow. So I think he's just like, I gotta stick to my guns. I think he knows it's wrong, but it's the same sort of vibe as Sarah in season one. She knows it's wrong to kill a little boy, but she's like, this is it. I know this is it. We can all go home. One sacrifice, and I save everyone. But for him, he's like, I'm not even sacrificing Fatima. I'm helping Fatima, and the whole town can go home. So less evil, I feel like.
well, that's debatable. Come on. I mean,
Kidnapping is wrong. Kidnapping is wrong. Even if you think you're doing the right thing, kidnapping is wrong.
I mean, is he really trying to say, is it really going to save the town if she gives birth to whatever she's pregnant with? I mean,
In his mind, it is, I guess. I don't know.
I
I'm not
guess.
Elgin.
Elgin, wake the hell up, man. Come on, dude. So there are a lot of concepts of this show, which I love every single concept and aspect of the show. I mean, I am hooked since season one, episode one. I am certainly hooked on this show. What what's coming next? I mean, what's really going to happen, and where do you see Julie's story going after season three?
After season three. Well, I can't speak on anything that happens in episode 10, but episode 10 is another like good episode, big episode for Julie. So I think there will be themes that you will see tomorrow when it comes out that it's gonna get a lot bigger for Julie. Um, that's all I'll say. It's just it's gonna get good for Julie in season four.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take that. Fair enough. So, does Fatima ever open up the hatch in the tunnel? I have to know because it looks like she's not strong enough. But I have okay. Don't do that. It's not fair. Come on now.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness, you're killing me here. Okay. Okay. I love asking my guests all the same questions and because just to see what you would say. So, if you could flip the script and rewrite the story, what would you change and why?
I would change every time Boyd says, I gotta go. Someone would go, I'm coming with you. And then they talk. Or
So,
anytime
what if,
someone says, like, I can't talk about this, so they're like, or no one talks about something, they would just talk about it.
wow, I would change Boyd's attitude too. I mean, also because his attitude towards the policewoman Acosta, I'm like, dude, come on, man. She didn't know. I think if I was surrounded by some weird creatures at night and they weren't dying with gunshots, I'd be worried too. I'm like, okay. And then the whole stray bullet going through the window and hitting Tiffany, I think her name was Tiffany.
Nikki,
I'm sorry.
Nikki.
Nikki, where am I getting Tiffany from? I don't know. Whatever. I'm just making up names now to show that people don't exist. I mean, it's been like since that happened, it's been a couple of days. Okay, she made a mistake. She had no idea what was going on. She was scared. Give her
I'm
gun
kind
back.
of I'm open for hate here. I'm kind of an Acosta defender. I get her. No one gets her. I'm like, Acosta, get behind me. No one understands her like I understand her. I was reading in the script and I knew instantly because she was a character that was gonna like go up against Boyd that people were not gonna like her just for that sole reason that like, oh, she's like opposing Boyd right now. But I do think she spoke to him quite disrespectfully when he is like literally running this whole place and like saving everyone and is our glue. But she also is a cop. Like she's a real cop. I mean, it's not wrong. Yes, when you're a cop, you don't just go around shooting people, but she obviously wasn't these aren't people. Like when you're shooting people and they're not going down and they're just coming at you and smiling, those obviously aren't people. She accidentally killed someone in the window. I don't know. I kind of I respect Acosta. I get it. I get it. I don't think killing is wrong, but I get it, Acosta.
So this is what needs to happen. Boyd needs to step down to the sheriff, make Kenny the sheriff, and then make Acosta deputy.
I don't know if I go that far. I still like Boyd as the sheriff, even though Boyd has been making some certain decisions lately, like when they were saying, when he chose to like hide the thing about Fatima, and everyone was like, "Oh, well, people." I don't know if it was on the show, or people online were saying if it was anybody else, like he wouldn't have done that but because it was close to him and it was his family, like he decided to keep it from everyone, and people were like, oh, like questioning his morals or whatever. But I still don't think that that doesn't mean that he deserves to be sheriff. I think that he definitely is in the best fit position to lead everyone. I want Kenny back as deputy full time, yes, because I would trust Kenny with my life. And I think Acosta is great in her role right now, like when she was helping like question everybody. I think that was a good role for her.
Let's do okay. If not, make okay. At least bring her on the team as a cop. Like treat her
Yeah.
fairly. So, like, make her like another deputy along with Kenny or something. I mean,
Mhm.
the two deputies better than one. Just
Yeah.
saying. And
And she's
the way
badass. Like she could keep people in line. I could see it. The way she was like, give me my gun. I was like, oh, that was cold. She could do it.
and I'm a huge supporter of law enforcement. My brother's a police officer in Florida, so I love it. I support the blue. I back the blue all the time. So just even though I know she's not a policewoman in real life, I still have that that effect. Like, okay, just give her her damn gun. I mean, take away the bullets for now. Fair enough. At least she has that sense of security. So, I mean, it is what it is. But eventually, I think Boy's going to come to his senses. Maybe Julie needs to get Boy high. I don't know, just to make him.
That would be a fun scene, getting high with Boyd.
And maybe help with his Parkinson's. From what I understand, weed helps a lot of shit. I mean, just saying. I mean, I have anxiety and PTSD, but unfortunately, with my job, I cannot partake in recreational marijuana, which really sucks.
Oh,
So I work for the government, and it sucks. We can't do any of that stuff. Anyway, um, so if you can act as any other character, who would it be and why?
Jade. I think that's everyone's answer. That's gonna be, if you talk to anybody, it's gonna be Jade, just because that's such a fun character. And I would love just the full downward spiral of just like losing it. I think that's so fun to play.
Jay's a very comical character. I love Jay so much. He's actually trying to sit there and figure it out too, like solve the puzzle. But I believe he's overthinking it. That's the problem. I
Hmm.
mean, I understand what he's trying to do, but he needs to take it one step at a time instead of like, get some sleep, get high. Well, the drink isn't helping either. So, um, that's just what I think. He
The
needs
answer
to.
to everybody in the show is just get high, and then we'll all work it out.
Then you all wake up like, okay, what the fuck just happened? And next thing you know, they have a support group somewhere in a hospital or a basement somewhere. Like, okay, what the fuck just happened? So, okay, so now we're running out of time, which really, really sucks. And I love talking to you. You've been a fantastic guest.
Thank
Um,
you.
what's next for you besides season four? Any other upcoming projects that you're allowed to talk about?
I have nothing to talk about. I'm a full-time student, so what's current for me is school. And that's what I'm working on right now. And then when we go back for season four, I'll take a little break and then I'll go back and do more school.
Are you in college right now?
Yeah, I'm in college.
What are you majoring in, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm studying criminal psychology.
Holy crap, my is in criminal justice, so which is great.
Oh my gosh, that's I'm literally on my next semester. I'm taking like all crim classes and I'm really excited.
So yeah, criminal justice, and I took four courses in psychology, which I absolutely loved. So, and yeah, I had a good time. I don't know if you're like into serial killers or not, but my capstone paper was on Wayne Williams. The
Okay.
yeah. If you ever watched the show Mindhunter, it's a good show, and that's
I've
what I
I've
based it off
heard
from.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
In season two, Wayne Williams is featured in season two as one of the main characters, the one that main serial killers they tried to track down.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah,
Cool.
I love. I wish they would have continued after season two, but they canceled it, which really upset a lot of people. So,
Is it
um,
similar to Criminal Minds?
Criminal Minds actually is based off that show.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but I think Criminal Minds came first, and then Mindhunters, and then somehow because in Mindhunter they had the behavioral science unit, but in Criminal Minds it's something else. I can't remember what it's called, but that's not the BHU. It's something else.
Mhm.
Um, But yeah, I love Mindhunter. It's like all back in the 70s and 80s, which they talk about all the serial killers in the 70s and 80s. And the people they find that act as a serial killers did an amazing job. I'm like, holy shit. They like the guy who plays Son of Sam. They picked like the perfect guy, did the makeup, the hair, the nose, everything was like
Awesome.
to a point.
Awesome.
And I loved it. I might go watch it again tonight. It might piss my wife off, but I don't care. It's a really good show. I've already watched both seasons like four times already. So
I might have to look into this now because
yeah.
I am obsessed with like true crime podcasts and stuff like that. And I think if I wasn't to go into acting, I would love to go into cold cases and just looking into finding the people that the world has forgotten. That's always what has interested me. So I'm always looking for a good show about like
Let me ask you
criminology.
this: have you covered Durkheim yet? The Durkheim theory.
Durkheim theory?
Yeah,
No, that name sounds really familiar.
it has to do with criminal psychology and about deviancy. You gotta, I oh my god, it's very fascinating shit. I mean,
Is that Emil
what?
Durkheim?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, what when we covered that stuff in my courses, I was so fascinated with it that I started digging around more on the internet about this guy and like who is this guy and how did he come up with this theory? And it explains a lot about criminals and what they do and why. Very
Cool.
fascinating,
I think
very
we've done like a
fascinating shit.
brief overlook on him, but I don't think
Yes,
we've dived into it fully.
very fascinating shit. I couldn't sleep for days. I was just on it.
I'm looking forward to that.
So, so yes. enough talk of me. I could talk about criminal justice all day and true crime. I am a true crime junkie, and my wife hates it. So anyway, you've been fabulous. Thank you so much for joining me today and taking the
Thank you so
time
much for
out.
having me.
The honor and pleasure is all mine. And I cannot wait to watch season 4 and see more of you in season 4. So,
And episode 10.
yes, which comes on tomorrow. And god damn it, I'm gonna be so anxious. I'll be drinking coffee all day just to keep myself
I'm
awake.
anxious for people to
So,
see it. I'm so excited. It's going to be so good.
the reviews are probably gonna blow up on social media. Just saying. So, be prepared for that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages and sizes, the beautiful, the talented Hannah Cheramy, who plays Julie Matthews in the awesome show From. And stay tuned next week. I'll be talking to Reed Price and afterwards Simon Webster. So thank you so much. You've been wonderful, and I wish you nothing but success in your career and more of you on the screen.
Thank you so much.
And you have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Bye.